Hey folks, everything new under the sun. This is a quick update regarding Ukraine, Russia, sorry. And it details the fact that there are NATO nations fighting alongside Ukrainians against Russia. And of course, we've known that for a while. We've heard lots of news back and forth about mercenaries, special forces. But this is significant. Russia has now apparently killed some French army personnel inside Ukraine. Russia called French ambassador for an explanation. The dead French in Kharkiv were members of the regular French army. And again, so Russia has recalled the French ambassador to ask them about this. Russia-France relations are showing a sharp deterioration after Russia's strike on a mercenary base in Kharkiv killed 60 people, injured 20 soldiers. Moscow summoned the French ambassador. Moscow considers that these are soldiers of the regular French army, it says, special forces, and advisors. Now, it goes on. In connection with the destruction of Russian armed forces, let's see, can you see that? Yeah, Russian armed forces right there, of a temporary point of deployment of foreign fighters in Kharkiv, among which were dozens of Frenchmen. The French ambassador was summoned. France is helping Ukraine with supplies of military equipment and military training, full compliance with international law, it says. France has no mercenaries, but it goes on here. The presence of armed Frenchmen in Ukraine's second largest city has sparked speculation about who they are working for, says Scott Ritter, a former CIA. It goes on. Ritter said it potentially exposes covert direct French involvement in NATO's proxy war against Russia. Now, this is a game changer. This is now out in the open. I think Russia has known that mercenaries from many NATO nations have been fighting there, but now some French army personnel have been killed. And I think that has happened in the past where some other quote-unquote mercenaries, certainly American mercenaries, special ops, folks who went rogue, whatever it may be, were killed. But this is the first significant, I believe, death of a NATO nation's army personnel who were in the region, and specifically Russia went after a mercenary base there in Kharkiv, and there were a whole bunch of French targets there. If they are fighting for the Ukrainian side, whatever their nationality, they are now a legitimate target, Ritter said. Russia has shown no hesitation in eliminating foreign mercenaries on behalf of the Ukrainian military. So the question has got to be, now that this is out in the news, will it be on mainstream media in France? Will they know about it? And what are they doing? It says they were in Ukraine at the behest of the French government. At least some of them were not mercenaries, but actually military personnel of France who were in Ukraine at the behest of their government. So again, this is a big deal. NATO military are now being actively shot at, targeted in Ukraine. This has to draw NATO in. Russia has to know this, and I think many people have been saying it. Canadian preppers have been saying it, etc. NATO is just kind of wearing down, running through the Ukrainian military and their people before they have to get into it, and they're trying to wear Russia down as much as possible before NATO decides to get into it full force or do some sort of decapitation strike on Russia, whatever it may be. But it's all planned. You know that the Americans, NATO, they're not going into this without a strategy. And it looks like Ukraine is losing, and Ukraine does appear to be losing. But I'm sure it's all part of the strategy by NATO in how they're going to kind of basically wear both sides down to a point where then NATO has to go in. So. And this is going to be a distraction from the economy, potentially a distraction from the U.S. election. Be prepared for that, folks. If they declare World War III, they would have to postpone, because of martial law, they would postpone the U.S. election. Do they want to? Do the Democrats want to postpone the election? Well, they have many reasons to, don't they? Number one, they don't have a successor for Biden. Number two, they're anti-Trumpers. They're never-Trumpers, and they really hate Trump. And Trump is leading in terms of the Republican vote there. They're throwing everything at Trump they can. The last thing they might do and attempt to push through is some sort of declaration of war and martial law to put off that election. This is the first time in my lifetime. I've heard people suggest it before, but this is the first time in my lifetime where it's actually a plausible situation where the Democrats would actually do it, and they're trying everything they can to take out Trump. It doesn't. It's just that the guy's name is Trump. There's no other reason for it, and not the Republicans. They would be fine with other Republicans. They just hate Trump, and they will stop at nothing to come after him. So incredible stuff, guys. French army, military folks, not mercenaries, in Ukraine, and now dead. And so, what are the French citizens going to do about this? Is France going to declare war? Incredible situation. I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.